As you can hear, it's still raining. And I am now at Miners Falls. I am back at Pictured Rocks, Michigan. Today is October 31st, Halloween. And I'll be here to try out my new Warbonnet Blackbird Hammock tonight. And as you can see, all the leaves are pretty much gone around here. Today I'm also going solo. And this is a trailhead parking that I'm at, Miners Castle area. And I'll be taking a North Country trail for a little ways here, 2 or 3 miles, to Cliff's Campground. And I'll be spending one night there in my new hammock. Okay, I'll be taking a North Country trail for a few miles here. You see most of the leaves are gone now. And it looks like we're starting to come up to a little opening here. Let me check out this view. That's a nice little spot here. It is a light rain out today. Highs in the low 40s. So it's not real bad. Yeah, this is nice. Oh, look at that. It's actually quite calm today. Very little wind. Alright, I'm heading back on the trail now. One thing you'll see close to the lake here is large trees blown over. Yeah, I figure the lake is about 250 miles across, so wind does blow very hard on the edges here. Now here we're coming up to another little opening of the lake. And now this trail is starting to run a lot closer to ledges here. And as you can see, we're well over 100 feet high here, 150 feet maybe. So I gotta be a little careful. It rained a lot this morning and the leaves are slippery. Now there are a few little streams up here, up on the cliffs. You see we're about 150 feet or more at this point here. See a little stream running, nice little bridges to cross. It just flows right into the lake there. Check out this nice area. A huge birch tree right there. And they got some more nice walkways. Of course, these walkways are extremely slippery. Once again, we're coming up to another beautiful area along the cliffs and large cedar trees. Yeah, see if we can get some kind of a view here. Looks like a lot of people walked right here. Of course, I'm gonna be a little extra careful because it is slippery today. That's nice here. You see Grand Island out there. Of course, it's a little foggy today. Alright, better get back on the trail. Now, check out the size of this cedar tree. This has got to be one of the largest I've ever seen. See the size of my hand compared to how big this is. Now this trail has been overall flat, easy walking so far, and it looks like I'm coming up to a sign here. Yeah, it's going to be Cliff's Campground. That's where I'll be staying tonight. And of course there's no water source, So if I want water, I have to walk a few miles. Alright, let's see what it looks like in here. There's a short walk off the trail, maybe 300 feet, and it's Cliff's Campground. Looks like a nice area. Oh, this is my hammock right here. You see it's very small. And it'll be fastening to that tree right there, over to that one. And there's my campsite pole. So you gotta be within 15 feet of the pole. I now have my hammock set up here. I have it set up the tarp with some slip knots on each end. And the stakes down there. And the hammock's in the lounging mode right now. So I had to do a quick setup in this pouring down rain that I got caught in. And it's still raining right now. Now the rain has let up a little bit, so I'm at least able to go outside here, show the hammock a little bit. Still set up in a lounging mode. And before I go to bed, I'll lower the tarp down a little more. And get it all set up with a sleeping bag and that. You can see some of my slip knots that I put in here. Used for the tension here. And the other side, basically the same thing. And down to these stakes here, which are all easy slip knots. And this is a view from the other side of the Warbonnet Blackbird. And for now I'm using the cinch buckle system here, with the strap to the tree and a carabiner. It's a very simple setup. It didn't take too long to set this up. Yeah, it's still raining out. And of course I'm going to have some beef stew, mountain house. Yeah, it's about 40 degrees out here underneath the tarp. There, water's boiled. Pour it in the beef stew here. 6 ounces. Right about there. Leave that set for about 12 minutes. And I should have some supper. And I also have some hot chocolate here. I still have about 6 ounces of water in here. Pour that in and stir it up. Be a nice hot drink. Now my beef stew is ready. And I've tried it, it's actually pretty good. So I'm going to have that for supper here. Now all these campsites here, they do have bear poles. And I believe all or most of them have bear boxes. And that's where I'll be putting my food in tonight. Just open it up, put it inside, and then you can lock it with a carabiner or something like that. As you can hear, it's still raining. One thing I did was I hung a light on this ridge line for nighttime, LED light. I am now inside my Warbonnet Blackbird Hammock. I don't know if you can see a tarp up above it. So it's almost like being in a tent. It's much more comfortable. You can see my sleeping bag where my feet are is in the foot box area that they make on the Warbonnet. And then you got the shelf up here. You can keep stuff in the shelf. It's kind of a nice little additional feature I like. Good morning, it's day 2, November 1st. And my new hammock that I tried last night here, I slept very good in it. You can see I lowered the tarp all the way down to the ridge line. So it actually acted almost like a tent. Worked very well. And now I've got a small fire started. I'm going to cook some breakfast here. Some biscuits and gravy, got some water boiling. And one quick look at the Warbonnet Blackbird here. Of course, got the little foot box here, helps you lay sideways This one's a double air I have. And this part over here where your head goes, it pulls out some, so it gives you a little more of a side lay, so you lay flat. So that worked great. I slept very well last night. Cinch buckle system here, very simple work. Took me only maybe a total of 15 minutes to set this up in the rain last night. And then on the other side of the hammock, you have this flap that's made from the material, which acts like a shelf. So that worked very well. I put a few of my items in there last night. And of course at this campground, like I said in previous videos, you have to keep your camping permit on the hammock or tent at all times. And on your way out to the campsite you have to have it on your pack. Now for storing my guy lines, I wrap them up like this around my fingers. You can see I wrap it around the middle here a couple times and through this loop. And it holds very well and easy to take out when you're ready for the next trip. There I now have camp all broken down, and I'll walk around, make sure I didn't leave anything behind. You don't want to leave any trace. I will now be leaving the Cliffs campground, and I'll be hiking back to the trailhead. And you can see why they call this the Cliffs campground. It's a long ways up here. Yeah, come up this little bridge here. See the water is flowing pretty good. And it will go off the cliff right over there. So I'm sure it makes a small waterfall. Now with all that rain we got last night, it's a lot of mud as you can see. It rained hard for a long time. I checked my pack this morning, it was 40 degrees, so it didn't get real cold last night. Yeah, continue back on trail, heading back to the trailhead. Yesterday it was hard to get some video because it kept raining. And now about a mile or so from the Cliffs campground that I stayed at is a Cliffs group campground. They use this for like Boy Scouts, stuff like that. And their view is also right on Lake Superior here. Well, there I just wiped out. It's extremely slippery right there. The last step. I'm okay. I've done it before. Okay, now I've had some discussion about trekking poles. Now, my pack weight for this trip was 25 pounds. That included water, food, stove, all gear. And as long as I'm 25 pounds or under total pack weight, that's including the pack, then I don't use trekking poles unless I'm climbing steep hills or mountains or something like that. And now if you start getting around 30 pounds or more, that's a good idea to use trekking poles. Now it looks like I'm coming up to the trailhead here. And I can't wait to check out my truck. Hopefully nothing happened to it, being Halloween last night. There, so far my truck looks safe. Didn't get any eggs or toilet paper or anything wrapped around it. And now I think I'll take a ride over to Miners Falls and check that out. And I am now at Miners Falls. And thank you for watching Up Trail 71.